Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you for joining in. Today, I've got a special guest, Marleen Mour. She is a speaker and a coach, founder of Self-Love for Permanent Weight Loss movement. She is going to tell you how you can ditch all the diet, lose weight permanently, and she's going to share with you lots of tips on how you can do that. Welcome to the podcast, Marleen.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Abe. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. You've got a bit of a lifestyle journey. You lost a lot of weight. Tell us about your journey. How'd you get here?
Well, I lost 49 kilos. It's a bit of
Mm,
a long story about how I got here, but the short version of the story is I grew up in a house with a lot of tension, and at a very young age learned to eat all of my difficult feelings, the fear, the sadness, the loneliness, the anger, the frustration, the resentment, everything.
yeah.
And so by the time I was 15, I had hit 100 kilos. From the pattern of eating every time something difficult in life happened that I didn't know how to deal with.
All right.
And at the age of 19, I ran away from Egypt. I was engaged to be married and saw my life mapping out exactly like my mum's. And I had already seen my mum's life. She was not happy.
Mm,
I decided I needed to get out of Egypt. So I won't go into that story too much for now,
okay.
but
Yep.
I was chased my family through the airport, made it here to Sydney, Australia with less than $200 to my name.
Oh, wow.
And I pretty much continued the pattern of starving myself only to binge every night. So I was very good at avoiding food when I'd be distracted and busy with work. But the minute I'd sit alone with my own thoughts, there'd be too much to handle. And so
Mm,
copious amounts of food would come out, TV would come on, and I just numb myself until I put myself into a food coma. And I was stuck in that pattern for years, really
mm,
frustrated, unable to figure out why I can't lose weight when I was starving myself so much, but that was just keeping me stuck in cycles of binging.
yes.
And I remember the day very distinctly that I woke up after another big binge, Avi.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking in the mirror and hearing myself say to myself, quietly in my head, of course, or loudly between my ears, "You're a fat, disgusting pig. Who's ever gonna love you?"
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. I think a lot of listeners will relate to this story because this is so common.
Yeah, I can't tell you, I speak to over 600 women every single year.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not an uncommon story. Everybody's got a unique story, but it boils down to the same thing. So I remember that day realizing that I had left my entire family and culture and everybody that I said was abusing me behind. And
Mm-hmm.
here I was on the other side of the world abusing myself.
Yeah.
And I realized in that moment that that version of me was not capable of getting me the body of my dreams because the relationship she had with herself, the relationship she had with food, and the way that she dealt with her emotions was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And after crying a bit on the floor because I realized I had no idea how to love myself,
Mm.
I remember wrapping my arms around myself and saying, "I promise I'm going to learn how to love you now."
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. And that was really the turning point.
Wow. How old were you then?
I think I was probably about 23.
Oh, well, that's fantastic that you learned at such a very young age.
Yes, well, I learned what was not working.
Mm,
It took a while thereafter to actually look at my relationship with myself
mm,
and start being a better parent to myself instead of abusing myself and treating myself the way I had been treated as a child.
mm,
And once I healed my relationship with myself, then it became a lot easier to manage my emotions, to stop eating my difficult emotions. And that coupled with just learning how to work with my body, my unique body, kind
mm,
of ditching diets and the generic information out there. That's how
mm.
I got the 49 kilos off and became Australia's national bikini mama, 6 gold medals in a row. And I've kept the weight off for a good 14 years now.
Wow, amazing. Because you look amazing. You've got a amazing body, so slim, and you
Thanks.
do bodybuilding. Is that right?
I wouldn't say bodybuilding. Bodybuilding
No?
tend to look a bit mannish.
Yeah.
I do like fitness comps in the bikini
Okay.
division
Okay.
because yeah, I'm very much for women looking as feminine as possible. Yeah, so I try not to build too much muscle.
Wow. But still, 49 kilos. How long did it take you to lose 49 kilos?
About 14 months, almost on the dot. Yeah.
Wow, it didn't take very long at all, actually.
No, once I ditched the diets and the going to the extremes and the over restriction, I found it a lot easier to create sustainability and balance. And I stopped saying things like, starting tomorrow, I'm never going to drink alcohol again, or I'm never going to eat sugar again, or I'm never going to eat carbs again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, once I found that balance, it was easy. The weight consistently came off over a 14
Mm,
months period. I
yeah.
can't say I ever felt famished or deprived. I still had a pizza and a glass of wine every Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
No pills, no shakes, no injections.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 14 months, 49 kilos gone and never came back.
Wow, amazing. So you think all this is coming down to changing your mindset to a self-love mindset rather than a deprivation and trying to blame yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the majority of people who struggle with weight loss struggle because it's always coming from a place of self-loathing. Like, I'm so disgusting. I have to do something. And then they go into a pattern of self-punishment or over-restriction. And they can only last
Yes.
so long before they fall flat on their face. All it
Yes.
takes is, one bad conversation, one thing to ruin their mood for the day.
Yes.
And suddenly it's, F my hopes and dreams
Yes.
and off they go to self-sabotage patterns. So it's different aspects of self-love. Self-love I can talk about for hours. It sounds like a very vague topic, but the way we break it down is first of all, learn how to work with your body
Mm.
instead of trying to force it to do something that's not right for it. So
Mm-hmm.
we do that with epigenetic testing. We understand each unique client's body, what it is they need at this stage of their life,
Mm-hmm.
and it aligns with them because
Mm-hmm.
it's right for their body.
Mm.
So that's part of self-love, working with your body instead of against it.
Mm-hmm.
The other aspect of self-love is not going to extremes
Mm-hmm.
and creating a sustainable lifestyle so that when you get to the end, you're not saying, oh, thank God this is over and I can go
Mm.
back to the way I was, but you're just like, I actually don't want to change anything because this is so balanced and I feel so satisfied. And the
Yes.
third part of self-love is learning to become your own parent, which really means being there for yourself when there's difficult emotions rather than numbing and distracting like a busy parent that goes, I don't have time to listen, just eat this chocolate and watch TV.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's those three
Amazing.
aspects of self-love that allow our clients to get the weight off and then keep it off permanently because they never turn to food for emotional comfort.
Yeah, great. So you work with lots of clients, you coach them through weight loss. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, I would say definitely what we market is weight loss, as per the name of the program, self-love for
Mm.
permanent weight loss.
Yeah.
And I think that's the draw card that pulls people in. But at the end of the program, what we hear is the weight loss was the smallest of my achievements.
Mm,
And it's really the transformation in their relationship with themselves, their relationship with food, and their relationship with stress and
mm,
difficult emotions. That's really what changes. So, yes, we specialize in weight loss, but because it's self-love for weight loss, there's
hmm.
a lot of emotional coaching around your relationship with self and food.
Yeah, great. Can you give us an example of a story or two of someone that you've helped? Like just yeah, tell us some
Absolutely.
stories.
Yes, I just got an email this morning actually from a client. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me using at least her first name. Her name is Jane, and
Hmm.
she came into our program about 12 months ago. And
Hmm.
I remember her saying she tried everything, literally every diet you can think of, every pill, every injection. And she was training every day for like an hour and a half,
Mm, mm,
and the weight was just not budging.
hmm.
And within a couple of weeks, it became very clear to me that she was under eating. She was eating maybe 800 calories a day.
Yeah.
And according to her genetic testing as well, she was a health type that should not be eating a lot of protein. So she had put herself on a very low carb, high protein diet and was only eating about 800 calories a day. And so first of all, we had to cut back on the protein and add in carbs and fats and lots of veggies and fruit. And I remember she argued with me at the beginning. She didn't want to eat more. She was afraid to eat
Mm,
more. It just wasn't part of her mentality. Eat more, lose weight. She couldn't wrap her brain around it. And we
yeah.
went through the science, we explained, and she still needed some time to absorb. And anyway, eventually she came back about 3 months into the program. And she was like, all right, I'm ready to listen. And she just emailed me this morning saying that she's down to her goal weight, that she lost,
Wow.
yep, she was lost at 24 kilos. She said, I can't believe I did this by eating more. She said, everybody's telling me I look about 10 years younger. And she just has peace with food. She had a real fear around food in the past. And so every time she'd come to eat, there'd be guilt and shame, and she'd be counting calories. It was just miserable.
Yes.
And now she doesn't jump on the scale anymore. She doesn't obsess about food. She's not weighing anything. She's just learning how to listen to her hunger cues, her polite
Mhm.
hunger cues, and honor
Yep.
those,
Okay.
as well as honor her like comfortably full cues as well. And so in the past, she would go all day without eating and then come home famished and then overeat about
Yes.
800 calories in one go
Yes.
and have really a lot of difficulty sleeping.
Yes.
And now she's eating about 1,400 calories a day,
Yep.
spread throughout the day according to her body when she's hungry.
Hmm.
And yeah, she's the lightest she's been in, I think, 15 years, she said.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, I think maybe she just undernourished and her body was holding on to all her weight when she was cutting all the calories and exercising too much stress.
Yes, and that's another great thing that we educate our clients on as well, because about, let's say, 40% of our client base are the sort of body types that if there's stress, they're going to gain weight. Like their body is immediately going to release a lot of cortisol and their
Hmm.
body's going to start storing, even if
Yes.
they're on a calorie deficit. So teaching our clients the importance of stress management
Yes.
plays a big role of it as well, because we can have clients that are following things perfectly when it comes to the food, but the weight's
Yes.
not coming off because the stress levels are high. So
Yes.
it's a very holistic program. We deal with the emotional and the food and the exercise. Yeah, and we have a really good success rate, like 95%.
How do you suggest people manage their stress? Because they all say, "Oh, I'm so stressed." Then they don't know how to manage it and they just think it's all part of life. How do you suggest people to manage?
Well, just like we say, every unique body is different. Like there's no two bodies the same. There's no two
Mm,
lives that are the same. And
mm,
so it really depends on the client that I'm speaking to. We have some clients where, when we dig in and try to figure out what's actually causing the stress, what's causing the stress is something like they don't know how to set boundaries. They don't know
mm,
how to say no. They're constantly putting too much on their plate, right?
mhm.
They are trying to get their significance through, performance, right?
Okay.
Or
Yep.
overgiving or being a people pleaser. And so
Yes.
sometimes the cause of the stress is really what we want to address instead
Yep.
of saying, oh, just breathe through it. Like, of course, yes, we want to do breath work, but sometimes we actually got to resolve the cause of the reoccurring stress. And so sometimes what we're teaching our clients is how to say no,
Mm,
how to
okay.
set
Yep.
boundaries. Yeah,
Yep.
how to, ask for what they want. And sometimes when they learn to do that, the cause of the stress in itself is gone.
Mhm.
But in situations where they can't really change the root cause of the stress, then yes, we will teach them breathwork strategies and things to regulate their nervous system and kind of
Mm,
bring them back into a state of peace and focusing on being present instead of thinking 1,000 steps ahead and sitting
yes.
in stress or ruminating over the past and sitting in anger.
Yes. That's very similar to what I teach. Yes,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
good. So many people need this.
I know. They just hold on to all the stress. They can't think through it. They think there's no way out. They think they can't change their way of thinking.
Yep. The only constant is change, though. As long as you can identify the root cause of the problem, you can identify the solution.
Amazing. And you talk about embracing fear and doing it scared. What's that mean? Mm.
Well, I'm a big believer that feelings are meant to be felt.
Hmm.
And fear is one of those things that we avoid so much that it ends up being a roadblock in our lives, where we allow the fear to stop us from taking the action. And so I love to teach people about embracing the fear,
Hmm.
about walking directly towards the fear. Because there's a really good quote I'll share it with you now. It says, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain.
Okay.
Yes. So when we run from fear, fear grows and it chases us.
Yes.
Our fear becomes bigger.
Yes.
If we learn to embrace the fear and do what's scared,
Yep.
then we overcome the fear. The death of fear is certain. So
Yeah.
it's about learning to do things scared instead of trying not to be scared. Do it scared. Be afraid.
Absolutely. I think with any change, any lifestyle change, anything we take up, it is scary. Like if I'm going to sign up to your program, it will be scary. I wouldn't know what to expect, and people coming in to see me, they'll be scared of what I will tell them.
Yeah.
But embracing the fear, it will be great to start any lifestyle change.
Amen. It's kind of part of the journey, right? Any change is going, anything unknown is going to have some fear in there. And if we avoid fear, then we're never going to step outside of the known.
That's right. If you do the same as what you're doing, you're just going to get the same result. You're not going
Amen.
to get anything different.
Yes.
Yeah, I love what you're teaching. So,
Thanks.
what's your program like? Is it a group program or is it one-on-one coaching or what's it like?
It's mostly group, but there's definitely a component of one-on-one in there because,
Mm,
as I mentioned earlier, every client's different and everybody needs their story heard and the specific problems or root cause of their problems identified so that they can then move on and address the proper solution.
mm,
So we have our one-on-one calls to help direct them in the right direction,
mm,
but majority group because we've seen so much momentum being built through
mm.
the women feeling that they're part of a community of other women who are on the similar journey. So yeah, we do a combination of both in our permanent weight loss program.
Great. And you have a masterclass that's coming up that you're offering everyone for free.
Yes, we are very, very excited about it. It's called Make Weight Loss Easy.
Okay, yeah, tell us about it.
So it's taking place on the 23rd of this month, October, which is
Okay.
a Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. It's going to go for about 2.5 hours. And we're
Wow.
going to break down the three keys to literally making weight loss easy. So we want to help our attendees get rid of this idea that in order to lose weight, it needs to be an obsession, it needs to take over your life. We want to teach them how to make it sit in the background of
Mm,
their life and how to simplify things so that things are sustainable. So we're going to
mm.
break down, yeah, the three keys.
2.5 hours. And I see on your website is $1.
That's right, $1. It's definitely not for us to make any profit, but this is to help clients show up. So when people put their money where their mouth is, we notice they're way more likely to show up, even for $1.
Yes, yes. And it's online.
It is online, so you can jump on from the comfort of your home. You can be in your pajamas for all we care. We just ask that you have some sort of clothes on, would be great. And yeah, show up for yourself.
Amazing. And you're also a speaker to teach people how to do this. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's very, very exciting. So I go out there now and specifically educate women, especially in the corporate world,
Okay.
about how to heal their relationship with food and how to manage stress rather than eating their stress.
Yep.
And they absolutely love it because, as much as we don't want to admit it, we are somewhat judged for our appearance. And
Mm,
these women in business who are out there being sane care about how they're being viewed, and they understand that, their body pretty much communicates to the whole world about their relationship with themselves.
mm,
So they want to communicate to the world that I'm somebody who respects myself, values myself, cares for myself, and takes myself seriously. So,
mm.
yes, we've been out there talking about that. We have another talk coming up next year on emotionally intelligent self-leadership as well,
Okay.
which, yeah, also ties in a lot of these similar aspects, learning how to process difficult emotions
Mm.
rather than react to them.
And who can join that talk? Is it your corporate or is it anybody?
The masterclass anybody can join, but the
Yep.
emotionally intelligent self-leadership, that's just for teachers in the international school circuit.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Amazing. They'll be very lucky people to have you to talk to them about how they can learn about self-love and
And we're very
walk.
lucky to have your podcast. Yeah, bringing us online and sharing all that we can help people with.
Yeah, I love meeting these people as well. I'm learning from you as well as trying to spread your message to all the listeners out there, and hopefully we can make some inspirations to whoever needs to hear.
Yes, those who need to hear it will hear it. It always makes its way down the right path.
Yeah, I think everyone listens to it a little bit differently, and it depends on what they're looking for and their own journey.
And
It's
what
all
they're
part of the journey.
and what they're even ready to hear.
That's right. They might be ready, they might not be ready. They might listen to the same thing a year down the track and then they're ready.
Exactly, yes.
Great. I will put all the links in the show notes on the podcast of where people can find you. So, what's the top tip that you can share if you were going to say one thing that you're going to suggest the listeners to do? What's the top tip?
My top tip, if you are somebody who's been struggling with weight and you've jumped on multiple diets or tried the pills or the injections, or you're thinking of going doing some surgery, my number one tip would be ditch anything the diet industry is trying to sell you
Hmm.
because they have quadrupled their income and doubled obesity rates in the process.
Hmm.
And I would recommend investing in getting to understand your unique epigenetics, understand your body, forget about everybody else's body, and
Mm,
just learn about you and what your body needs at this stage of your life. Because
mm,
especially if you're a woman in your 40s or 50s or 60s, I mean, what did or what worked for you in your 20s and 30s is not what's going to work for you today. So I would say, yeah, get clarity first because
yeah.
clarity always precedes action.
Mm. One more question is, what do you think about the weight loss injections? Do you think they're good or no good? What's your opinion?
I'm very much against anything outside of us. So with this epigenetic testing with our program, we train our clients on how to rely on themselves, not on
Yes.
pills, not on shakes, not on vitamins, not on injections, not on surgery. We don't even want them to depend on us forever. We want them to just learn how to do this for themselves on their own. So when it comes to injections, whether it's Durmine or Ozempic, I do know that sometimes they're used to treat specific medical conditions. If that's the case, I can say nothing about that. But when
Yep.
it's used for weight loss, we have worked with enough clients to know that it does more damage than good because it
Yes.
artificially suppresses your appetite, it
Yep.
artificially boosts your metabolism,
Hmm.
and just like any other drug that you take consistently, your body stops producing those same hormones itself. So when you get off it, suddenly your metabolism is lower than it's ever been and
Yes.
your appetite is through the roof. And I think I read the stat, it was within a year to a year and a half that I think 85% of people on those injections or pills regain all lost weight plus more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it goes our permanent weight loss journey. And so, yeah, when clients come into our program on these sorts of pills or injections,
Hmm.
with their approval, of course, we work towards gradually getting them off.
Yes. Yes. And what happened is they lose their fat, which they would love to, and but they lose muscle and bones as well.
Yes, bone density and muscle, and that's why their metabolism drops.
Yeah, which is quite detrimental as you get older. You get frail. If you fall, you will break your bones, and then you get sarcopenia, reducing muscle mass, which
Yeah,
is
and I think that's one of the
mm,
massive problems, Dr. Avi. You probably know with your industry as well that
mm,
you can fix one problem, but then you create another problem.
yes, that's
So
right.
the beauty of the epigenetic testing is it takes a full picture, full snapshot of everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just fixing one problem over here, but then causing, a liver issue or heart issue over there. We're addressing everything holistically. So even though we advertise and market the epigenetic testing for weight loss, it was
Mhm.
actually designed to reverse any lifestyle-induced condition. So obesity is just one of those lifestyle-induced conditions.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. Great. So where can people find you?
You can definitely find me on Facebook or Instagram quite easily, just with my first and last name, Marleen Mour.
Yep.
Just remember my name, Marleen, is spelled Marleen. It's different.
Ah, yep. I'll put all the links in the show notes. Yes.
Yes. Or they can go to thepermanentweightlossmovement.com if they want to come to the free masterclass and learn a bit more about how to make weight loss easy.
Great. I'll put that link in there as well. That is amazing. Well, thank
You're
you so
amazing,
much,
Dr.
Marlene.
Avi. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm so honored to be a guest on your show and to contribute to your mission and the education that you're putting out there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and spending your time to have a chat and share your amazing program.
It's an honor. I look forward to seeing more of you.
Great. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the Prescribing Lifestyle podcast. And until next time, I will bring to you another amazing guest. Thank you.